Just what is Elon Musk's groundbreaking project Colossus? And will the return of President Trump influence and reshape everything we know about AI? We break down the future of all things AI dope.
So you know how AI 1.0, ChatGPT, put all this information like right at our fingertips?
Yeah.
AI 2.0 wants to like give all that knowledge to machines.
So instead of giving it to us, they're going to give it to the machines?
Yeah, so they can like try to solve humanity's big problems.
Wow, that's a huge jump.
Right. Like going from using AI as a tool to like actually using AI to solve problems.
Yeah, that's definitely a big shift.
So what kind of changes are we actually talking about?
Well, you can think of it this way.
Okay.
AI 1.0 was like giving everyone a really powerful calculator, which is great for like crunching numbers and things.
Yeah.
But you still need a human to like look at those numbers
Yeah.
and understand what they mean and how to use them.
Okay.
AI 2.0 is like if we could build a machine that not only does the calculations, but also like looks at all of the data,
Yeah.
identifies the problems, and maybe even suggests solutions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's not just like processing information,
Yeah.
but like it's actually understanding it and like
Exactly.
applying it.
Like we're talking about machines that can like reason and learn
Wow.
and potentially even innovate.
Okay, I'm starting to see why this is such a big deal.
Yeah.
But how does Elon Musk fit into all of this?
Well, he's always been someone who's pushing the boundaries of technology.
Yeah, he
Like you look back at his track record with things like PayPal,
Uh-huh.
which totally changed how we do online payments.
Yeah.
SpaceX, which is making space travel more accessible.
Yeah, and cheaper too.
And then Tesla leading the electric car revolution.
Right. He's not afraid of big projects, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can definitely say that.
So his new project, this project Colossus, sounds like another big one.
It definitely is.
So what makes this so unique?
Well, it all starts with like just raw computing power.
Okay.
He built this massive supercomputer in Memphis, Tennessee,
Okay.
and it's powered by 100,000 NVIDIA H100 chips.
100,000.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's mind-blowing.
Yeah, those chips are specifically made for AI, and they're the most powerful ones out there.
So what kind of power are we talking about here? Like, can you give me an idea?
Well, this supercomputer, it's already more powerful than like Google and OpenAI combined.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and to give you an idea of what it can do,
Okay.
imagine analyzing like the entire human genome
Okay.
in just a few seconds.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's the kind of speed and scale we're talking about here.
That's amazing, but it takes more than just power to like make breakthroughs.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
You need like the right software, the right algorithms.
Yeah, you need a framework that can actually use all that power effectively.
Right. So it's not just about the hardware, but like
It's about the brains behind it. And that's where this company comes in. There's
Yeah.
Elon's partner on this project.
okay.
And they've been quietly working in the background, supplying AI solutions
Okay.
to a lot of the top companies in the world.
So this isn't like a new company. They've been around for a while.
Oh, yeah, they've been around for a while. They supply AI solutions to like almost all the Fortune 500 companies.
Wow, I had no idea.
They're kind of under the radar, but they're becoming super important as AI 2.0 gets bigger.
Right.
They're like the connective tissue. They're the brains that link all those processors in Project Colossus.
So they make all those processors work together.
Yeah, so they work as one big intelligent unit.
Okay, now I see how it all fits together.
Right.
You've got Elon Musk with his vision, and then this huge, powerful computer, and then this company with all their expertise.
Yep, that's it.
But what does this actually mean for like the average person?
Right.
How is AI 2.0 actually going to affect our lives?
Well, that's a great question.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to dive into in part 2 of our deep dive.
Hey, want our free AI dope top AI tools that we use? Chat below. It's our live Google Sheets packed with over 100 killer tools, video, music, photos, AI voices, productivity, script writing, YouTube hacks, captions, the works. Always growing. Live Google Sheet. Always free. AI, dope top AI tools that we use. Download and chat below. Back to the show.
So we talked about all the power behind AI 2.0, you know?
Yeah.
But what I think is really cool is how it's going to move from like just crunching numbers
Okay.
to actually tackling like real problems in the world.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
We always hear people talking about how AI is going to solve all these problems.
Right.
Like climate change and curing diseases.
Mhm.
But like, what does that actually look like? Like, how can AI 2.0 actually do that?
Well, imagine if AI could like look at all the data we have about medicine,
Yeah.
find patterns that maybe doctors miss,
Okay.
and then figure out like personalized treatments for each person.
Oh, wow.
That's already starting to happen in like cancer research and things like that.
So instead of just like the same treatment for everyone,
Right.
you could get something that's like specifically for you.
Exactly, like based on your genes and everything.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it goes beyond healthcare too. Like AI 2.0 could help us design better transportation systems.
Okay.
So less traffic.
Less traffic, that would be great.
Right. And make cities that are smarter and more efficient.
Yeah.
And better for the environment.
Okay, those are all like big things. But what about like everyday life?
Right.
How's it going to change like how we work and how we use technology?
Well, one of the biggest things will probably be in the workplace.
Okay.
AI 2.0 can automate a lot of those tasks that are like the same thing over and over. So then humans can focus on things that need creativity and strategy.
Okay, so it's not necessarily like AI is taking jobs away,
Right.
but it's like changing what those jobs are.
Exactly. It's more like an evolution.
Okay.
And people who can adapt and learn new things,
Yeah.
they're going to be the ones who do really well.
Right.
Imagine like not having to do those boring, repetitive tasks anymore.
Yeah.
And instead, you can focus on work that's like actually engaging and, you know,
That you actually like, yeah,
yeah.
that does sound pretty good. But what about people who aren't comfortable with technology
Yeah.
or who don't have the resources to learn all this new stuff?
That's a really important point.
Yeah.
And it shows how important education and access to technology is.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a chance to learn about AI
Wow.
and understand what it can do
Okay.
and learn the skills to use it.
So it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about like how we use it and who gets to use it.
Exactly. We need to make sure everyone benefits from AI 2.0.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So AI 2.0 could change the world in so many ways.
Yeah.
But it's up to us to make sure it's for the better.
Exactly.
But there's also like a lot of hype around all of this.
There is.
Like, are we getting ahead of ourselves? Is it really going to be this revolutionary?
Well, it's always good to be realistic.
Yeah.
AI 2.0 is still pretty new.
Right.
It's not going to magically fix everything overnight,
Okay.
but the progress we're seeing is really impressive.
So what are some of the like most exciting things that are happening right now?
Well, one area that I think is really cool is materials science.
Go.
AI 2.0 is being used to find new materials with properties that we've never seen before.
Oh, wow.
And these materials could like revolutionize everything from how we build things
Yeah.
to how we store energy to even healthcare.
New materials. That sounds like something out of like a sci-fi movie.
I know, right?
So what kind of properties are we talking about here?
Imagine materials that are lighter than steel,
Okay.
but stronger than a diamond.
Wow.
Or materials that can like heal themselves.
Like heal themselves.
Yeah, like living in tissue.
Yeah. That's incredible.
I know, it's pretty crazy.
But how does AI even help discover those kinds of things?
Well, AI 2.0 can look at huge amounts of data about chemicals and physics
Right.
and find patterns that humans would never be able to see. And then it can use that knowledge to predict what properties new materials might have. So it basically gives scientists a roadmap for innovation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it helps them explore all the different possibilities.
So we could use these new materials to build things like airplanes that use way less fuel.
Right, exactly. Or like medical implants that work perfectly with the body.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really exciting to think about.
Yeah.
And that's just one example of how AI 2.0 is changing things. We're just at the beginning of all this.
Okay, you've definitely got me curious now.
Good.
What other areas are going to be big for AI 2.0?
Well, one area that might be interesting is the creative industries.
Okay.
AI 2.0 is already being used to like make music, write stories, and even create art.
Wait, AI can be creative?
I know,
I
right?
thought that was like a human thing.
Yeah, it's definitely pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
Okay.
What AI 2.0 can do is look at tons of existing creative work, like music art,
Okay.
and learn the patterns and structures,
Yeah.
and then use that to create something new.
So it's like AI is learning from all the great artists and musicians and writers.
Exactly, like it's absorbing all that human creativity
Yeah.
and then using it to make something new.
Oh.
Now, it might not be able to fully replicate human creativity,
Right.
but it's a really powerful tool
Yeah.
that can inspire artists and help them be even more creative.
So it's not about replacing artists.
Right.
It's about AI working with them.
Exactly. It's about expanding what's possible and trying new things.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
This is all really
There
fascinating.
you go. It's pretty mind-blowing.
But I'm still trying to wrap my head around this idea of AI being creative.
yeah.
Can you give me like some examples of how it's actually being used?
Sure. So one example is in music composition.
Okay.
AI 2.0 can analyze the work of like the great composers,
Okay.
like Bach or Beethoven,
Yeah.
and learn what makes their music unique. And then it can write new pieces that sound like those composers,
Really?
but with its own little twists and variations.
So, like, you could have an AI write music that sounds like Bach, but is totally new.
Yeah, and some of the stuff they're doing is really impressive.
Wow.
There have even been cases where AI-generated music has fooled experts
Oh, wow.
into thinking it was written by a human.
That's amazing.
It's really cool.
Okay, so AI 2.0 could, like, totally change the creative world.
Yeah, it's a game changer for sure.
And it's not just music. It can do other things, too.
Oh yeah, it can write poetry screenplays, even create paintings and sculptures.
Wow. Okay, now I'm really excited to see where this all goes.
Yeah.
But before we get too deep into that, I think we need to talk about something else that's important.
Yeah.
A lot of people are talking about how AI 2.0 could be used in ways that are, like, harmful or even dangerous.
That's a really important point.
Yeah.
We can't ignore that.
Yeah, AI 2.0 could do so much good,
Right.
but any powerful technology could be used in the wrong way.
Exactly.
So what are some of the risks that we should be thinking about?
Well, one thing that people are worried about is deepfakes.
Okay.
Those are like videos and audio recordings that look and sound real,
Yeah.
but they're actually fake.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those.
They could be used to spread lies and manipulate people.
Yeah, that's scary if you can't even trust what you see and hear anymore.
Right. It could really mess things up.
Yeah.
So we need to find ways to detect these deepfakes.
Okay.
And we also need to be smarter about the information we see online.
So it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about, like, how we use it and how we protect ourselves.
Exactly. We have to be responsible.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We need to be aware of both the good and the bad.
Okay.
AI 2.0 is powerful.
Yeah.
We need to use it carefully.
Well, you've given us a lot to think about.
That's a lot to take in.
AI 2.0 is going to change the world in a lot of ways,
It definitely will.
but we need to use it wisely.
Right.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential of AI 2.0
Yeah.
and some of the things we need to be careful about. But I think the biggest question is, like, how do we prepare for all this?
Right.
It all feels so big and complicated.
It's understandable to feel that way.
Yeah.
But the best thing to do is focus on what we can control,
Okay.
which is ourselves.
Yeah.
Instead of being afraid of AI 2.0, we need to figure out how to thrive alongside it.
So where do we even start?
Well, the most important thing is to keep learning.
Okay.
The things we need to know today might be different tomorrow.
Right, things change so fast.
Exactly. So we need to be constantly learning and adapting.
So it's not about learning, like, one specific thing. It's
Oh,
about,
yeah.
like, being able to learn anything.
Exactly. It's like mental agility.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, being ready to learn new things all the time.
Okay, so lifelong learning is like the foundation.
Yeah.
But are there any specific skills that will be, like, really important in the future?
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
One that comes to mind is complex problem solving.
okay.
AI 2.0 is good at analyzing data and stuff, but it often takes a human to take all that information and make connections and come up with creative solutions.
So even though AI is getting smarter, it's still humans that come up with the really new idea.
Yeah, that's where human ingenuity comes in.
Okay,
And that's often because of critical thinking,
okay.
being able to question things and analyze information and come to your own conclusions.
So don't just believe everything an AI tells you.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Learn to think for yourself.
Yeah, that's important, especially when there's so much information out there.
Exactly. You need to be able to figure out what's true and what's not.
Okay.
And that brings us to another important skill, emotional intelligence.
Okay.
AI might be good at logic,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really understand human emotions.
Right. So even though AI is becoming more like us in some ways,
Yeah,
it's the things that make us human that are going to be even more important.
exactly. Things like empathy, compassion, understanding.
Yeah.
Those are all crucial for building relationships and being a good leader.
Ah,
It's kind of funny, isn't it?
yeah.
Like the more advanced AI gets,
Mm-hmm.
the more important our human qualities become.
It is kind of ironic.
Yeah.
But AI 2.0 isn't about replacing humans.
Okay.
It's about helping us do more,
Okay.
extending our abilities, and letting us focus on what we're good at.
Okay. That's a good way to think about it.
Right.
It's not about being scared of AI.
No.
It's about understanding it and using it for good.
Exactly.
And this is just the beginning, right?
Oh, yeah. We're just getting started.
It feels like things are changing so fast.
They are.
So what should we do?
Just stay curious.
Okay.
Keep learning and be ready to adapt.
Okay.
The future's going to be amazing for people who are ready for it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think this has been a really interesting deep dive.
Yeah, me too.
We've learned a lot about AI 2.0.
We have.
It's a time of a lot of change,
It is.
but it's also a really exciting time.
Yeah, there's so much potential.
Yeah, if we learn and adapt.
We can make sure AI 2.0 is a good thing for everyone.
Right.
So we've talked about the potential of AI 2.0 and some of the things we need to be careful about. But I think the biggest question is like, how do we prepare for all this? It all feels so big and complicated.
It's understandable to feel that way, but the best thing to do is focus on what we can control, which is ourselves. Instead of being afraid of AI 2.0, we need to figure out how to thrive alongside it.
So where do we even start?
Well, the most important thing is to keep learning. The things we need to know today might be different tomorrow.
Right. Things change so fast.
Exactly. So we need to be constantly learning and adapting.
So it's not about learning like one specific thing.
Right.
It's about like being able to learn anything.
Exactly. It's like mental agility.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, being ready to learn new things all the time.
Okay, so lifelong learning is like the foundation. But are there any specific skills that will be like really important in the future?
Oh, for sure. One that comes to mind is complex problem solving. AI 2.0 is good at analyzing data and stuff,
Yeah.
but it often takes a human to take all that information and make connections and come up with creative solutions.
So even though AI is getting smarter, it's still humans that come up with the really new ideas.
Yeah, that's where human ingenuity comes in. And that's
Yeah.
often because of critical thinking, being able to question things and analyze information and come to your own conclusions.
So don't just believe everything an AI tells you.
Right, exactly. Learn to think for yourself.
Yeah, that's important, especially when there's so much information out there.
Exactly. You need to be able to figure out what's true and what's not. And that brings us to another important skill, emotional intelligence.
Okay?
AI might be good at logic,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really understand human emotions.
Okay.
So even though AI is becoming more like us in some ways,
Yeah.
it's the things that make us human that are going to be even more important.
It's exactly things like empathy, compassion, understanding.
Yeah, those are all crucial for building relationships and being a good leader.
It's kind of funny, isn't it? Like the more advanced AI gets,
Mm.
the more important our human qualities become.
It is kind of ironic, but AI 2.0 isn't about replacing humans. It's about helping us do more, extending our abilities, and letting us focus on what we're good at.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
It's not about being scared of AI. It's about understanding it and using it for good. And this is just the beginning, right?
Oh, yeah, we're just getting started.
It feels like things are changing so fast.
They are so, just stay curious, keep learning, and be ready to adapt. The future is going to be amazing for people who are ready for it. And if you want another AI dope deep dive, check this next video and ask yourself, how lucky are we to live in these AI dope times?